If you are struggling to learn your favorite guitar solos, often start them but never finish, or find yourself forgetting them, then this video is for you. Today I want to share with you 3 steps that help me to learn guitar solos very fast. And not only I can learn them fast, but I can also remember them forever so they can have a lasting impact on my playing. By the end of this video you will be able to do the same. But first let me show you how it ends up when you don't know what you are actually doing. And for that I have a rich supply of my past failed attempts. For example, about 13 years ago I wanted to learn Joe Bonamassa's solo from Just Got Paid that he played at the Royal Albert Hall. I loved that solo a lot and I still do, and I couldn't stop watching and listening to it. I thought that it would massively improve my technique. So I decided to learn it. I was motivated and determined and I had lots of free time to dedicate. What could possibly go wrong, right? So I started and in the beginning it all went smooth. I was making good progress until I wasn't. 15 seconds into the solo, this happens. And then again a few seconds later. These runs ruined it all for me. For months I tried to master them, but to no avail. At my peak I could play it at around 80% of the original speed, but that was about it. No matter how much time and effort I put in, I could not move forward. So after months of trying, after hours of desperate attempts to make some progress, I did the only logical thing that was left, and so I quit. And over time I realized that this is what inevitably happens when you randomly pick a guitar solo to learn without considering whether it's the right choice. There are usually 2 scenarios that will unfold. You start learning a new solo and once you encounter a difficult part that is far beyond your current skills, you quit because you cannot make any progress. Or it is also common that after a while spent with the solo, you realize that you don't like it that much and you quit. Again, time and energy wasted and you haven't improved at all. So first step to avoid this is to be a bit more intentional about the whole thing. Remember that everything you add to your practice routine will take time and effort to master, so make sure that you choose the right thing. Otherwise you are just wasting your time. Before you start learning a new solo, really consider if it is the right thing to do. Ask yourself, how will this solo help me to become a guitar player I want to be? And is this solo really essential for my progress right now? And also consider if you really need to learn the whole solo or if there is just a lick or 2 that you really like. If you don't like the whole solo, don't feel like you need to learn it. Follow your curiosity and learn what interests you and leave the rest. Over the years I wasted so much time on learning guitar solos that I shouldn't start learning in the first place. Either because they were too difficult or because I didn't really like them that much. And I don't want to repeat this mistake ever again. So to avoid this, I keep a running list of solos and all the other stuff that I want to learn. Every time I find a solo I would like to master, I don't start learning it right away as in the past. I just put it on the list and let it sit there for a while. And once I have some free time and feel like I need to learn something new to keep expanding my playing, I revisit the list. Going through the list I have to consider all the solos that are there, and my choice is much more meaningful and more in alignment with what kind of guitar player I want to become. And seeing all the solos that I have in there forces me to consider which one is the best for me at this time, based on what I want to improve in my playing. So once you choose the right solo that you are confident will help you to improve your soloing skills, it is time for step 2. And this one is crucial if you want to learn guitar solos fast. This is a real game changer. Typically what happens when people start learning solos is that they start at the beginning of the solo and then continue bar by bar until they reach the end. And you might ask, what's wrong with that? This is certainly a very logical approach and one we are used to, but not the best one. If you try to learn the solo this way, you are risking that the most difficult part of the solo, that is probably hidden somewhere in the middle, might trip you up. For example, if you start learning solo from Stairway to Heaven, you start with this phrase. That's pretty easy to play for most people. But here is what is waiting for you in the middle. Not so easy, right? And this happens very often in good guitar solos. They start nice and easy with nice melody, and then all of a sudden there is a leak 5 levels above in difficulty. So to solve this problem, you should start learning each new solo at its most technically challenging point. Clever, right? If we look again at my failed attempt to learn Bonamassa's solo, I should jump right into those fast runs and figure out if I will be able to master them before trying to learn the solo. And it would not take that much time to realize that I was out of my league in that case. Understanding that would make me to reconsider my decision to learn this solo. Smart thing to do would be to learn a solo that was more suited for my skill level at that time. And it would make my life so much easier and more enjoyable. If you want to learn guitar solos fast, you need to choose solos that are just slightly more difficult than what you are capable of playing right now. That's how you ensure optimal use of your time and energy. And your mental health will thank you for that. A general rule of thumb that I follow is that if the most difficult part of the solo is more than 10 to 15 BPM faster than what I can comfortably do after learning it, I choose another solo. But if it is in this range, I know I can master it pretty fast, usually in a matter of a week or two. The more experienced you are, the easier it is to guess which solos to learn and which to avoid, even without touching a guitar. If I know that my top speed for pentatonic runs in the style of Eric Johnson or Joe Bonamassa is around 170 beats per minute, I will not start learning a solo where those runs are played 20 or 30 BPM faster. So it is a good idea to measure your top speed with different types of technically difficult runs, so you can know right away what solos can be learned next. And this way you don't risk spending weeks, maybe even months, with a solo that is just too difficult, only to quit once it takes you to deep waters. So starting with the most difficult part of the solo makes sense also because those technically challenging parts need the most reps to get them right. And this way you start accumulating those repetitions right from the beginning. So once you choose the right solo and are confident that you can master the toughest lick of the solo, you are well prepared to learn the whole thing. Start with the most difficult parts and then work your way through the rest of the solo. Practice the solo until you can play it smoothly from start to the end. But you are not done yet. In order to remember that solo forever, you have to do one more step, and that is step number 3. And that step is that you have to do a video recording of yourself playing it. And this will ensure that you really got that solo down. If you can record it without mistakes, you haven't really mastered it, right? You need to keep working on it until you are able to record it in one take. If you want to reap benefits of improved technique and timing, better bending or whatever it is you wanted to learn in that solo, you have to be able to play it well. Don't half-ass it here. You didn't spend all this time with the solo only to quit when you finally can reap the benefits, right? If you play this solo with 5 mistakes and same mediocre technique as the one before, you haven't really improved. Progress is not playing lots of stuff with the same sloppy technique, but to play less stuff with more precision. And to make sure you are not fooling yourself, if you can play it or not, it is best to record yourself. That is the best mirror of your current abilities. When you have the recording you are satisfied with, you are done. And anytime in the future when you want to revisit the solo, you can come back to a recording and refresh it almost instantly. There is something special about seeing your past self playing stuff that make it quite easy to remember how you played something even years after recording it. And this is how you remember all the guitar solos forever. Alright, that is it for today. If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you soon.